I recently rewatched the Arthas vs. Illidan cinematic from Warcraft 3 Reforged. I wasn't impressed. In fact, I found it kinda frustrating. Many criticized it, and rightly so. The runtime is doubled, and yet nothing meaningful was added. Take Illidan's dramatic entrance, for example. It's played like a reveal, but he was already standing there. They were talking in the previous scene. What's the drama? And then there's this bizarre close-up of Arthas' face, with weird proportions and that awkward smirk. Not to mention, Frostmourne. The sword is almost the size of Arthas himself. Since when is Frostmourne taller than a man? And the fight choreography? I have no words. Well, I do, but not many of them are appropriate. In the original, the battle was direct. Two warriors clashing, each aiming to defeat the other with purpose and skill. In Reforged, it feels like a stage performance. Long, theatrical, and oddly slow. At one point, Arthas drops his sword. Why? Are they trying to tell us he's so incompetent he can't hold his own weapon? Let me remind you, this is Frostmourne, a sword bound to Arthas through the Lich King's will. This is not something you can just drop. Or maybe it's meant to highlight Illidan's skill. I don't know. And if you do, please explain. I am curious. And then there's this. Arthas slides on his backside and grabs the wing of his opponent to pull himself up. That's not epic. That's Saturday morning cartoon. And beyond all that, it even breaks the chronology. In the original, Arthas reaches the gates to the Frozen Throne. Illidan blocks his path. They exchange a few words, and then we cut to a cinematic where they're already facing off, ready for battle. And what in Reforged version? It starts the same, the in-game cutscene ends with them standing opposite each other, already engaged in a standoff. Then, suddenly the cinematic shows Arthas walking, as if they weren't just standing in front of each other ready to attack. And then Illidan jumps out of nowhere. It feels disconnected, like the story skips backward. Almost like the cinematic exists in a vacuum detached from the actual in-game sequence. I thought that cinematic clips should complement the plot. But instead, in this case, it only disrupted the integrity of the narrative. The original wasn't perfect. You can absolutely criticize it. But at its core, it respected the characters. Two champions fighting for their beliefs, willing to shed blood to see them through. But this remake is just a mockery. It feels more like a parody. Anyway, you get the idea. I really didn't like how they remade that cinematic. At one point, I even considered remaking it myself. I even started preparing models from the Reforged. About Arthas. I have changed his face proportions. I made his nose smaller, narrower, and straighter. I made his lips narrower too. For some reason in the Reforged version they were plump, and his skin as pale as it should be. All this was done to make him look more canon, and the sword more in line with the size of its wielder. I also made the armor darker and less saturated. About Illidan, there are few changes except for skin color and tattoos. But I digress. What was I talking about? Oh yes, cinematic. Overall, I came to the conclusion that there is no need to rework the cinematic, as there are already good remake with WoW models, and I wouldn't add anything to it. but I thought maybe I could make some kind of wallpaper scene. Like for example with Warden, which I uploaded on the channel. What do you think? I also want to let you know that I'm almost done with the Ward faction. The only ones left are Tauren and Spirit Walkers, so they'll all be available for download. After that, I'll be working on the Alliance. Thanks to everyone who watches, comments, and joins the discussions here. Your thoughts, feedback, and perspectives are the reason why I do this. Appreciate you being here. And thanks for watching.